Here. Here. Feel. Hear, feel, think.
Oi. You alright, lad? You were moanin' in your sleep and sweatin' buckets besides. Rollin' of the ship got your stomach churnin', has it? Don't seem like seasickness, now that I look at you. It'll be the ether, then, I reckon. Some are more sensitive to the stuff than others, see, and we ain't too far from Vilbrand now, which is chock full of etherites. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Erg. Might as well have been bloomin' seasickness. Ship's leapin' around like a demented chocobo today. I reckon I might head out on deck, get meself a breath of fresh air. Limsa Lominsa's still a fair way off, in case you were wonderin'. Seein' as you're awake and all, how's about you keep me company till we get there? Them young UNS don't much care for conversation, see. Anirode, Brennan's the name, and peddlin's me trade. Ah, smell that salty sea breeze. Now then, lad, judgin' by your unusual garments, I'd say you were one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? I knew it. Goin' wherever the wind blows, seekin' fortune and glory, now that's what I call livin'. So long as you can avoid dyin', I mean. Ain't no secret that adventurin's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? Well, if you ain't inclined to tell, I ain't about to pry. Might be as old Brennan's a chatterbox, but he sure as hells ain't no busybody. We all have a secret or three, don't we? Me. Dozens. And I'd rather they stayed secret, too, which is why I don't go stickin' me nose where it ain't welcome. Just remember, though, there are more important things than fortune and glory. Such as breathin'. Ain't no prophet in being dead, and that's a fact. But why Ships off the starboard bow. Pirate colors. Pirates. Bloody hells. Have ya no sense? Get below. What is the world comin' to? Pirates firin' on a ship flyin' Lominsa colors. Bastards either have a boatload of balls, or bugger all for brains. Ya can rest easy, friends. We've made it out o' cannon range, and no buccaneers bark'll catch this flighty temptress once the wind's in her sails. That was too bleedin' close. Glad one of us kept his head on his shoulders. I reckon IDVE lost mine, otherwise. If them pirates gave up the chase, we must be close to port. Let's head up on deck and have us a look, shall we? By the by, is this your first trip to Limsa Lominsa? Thought not. Ah, but I'll wager there've been some changes since your last visit. Allow adjourned itinerant to apprise you of the current state of affairs. Ahem. Limsa Lominsa prides itself on being Eorzea's foremost naval power. Weren't too long ago that the place was ruled by pirates, but thanks to the current admiral's civilizing influence, the city-state could almost pass for a respectable nation. You'd never guess she was once a rumswillin' buccaneer herself. Heh heh. Course, most folk ain't so quick to change, and with a town full of liberty-lovin' ruffians, you can imagine how many naysayers and troublemakers she's got to deal with, like them pirates who took a fancy to us just now. And if that weren't bad enough, I've heard the Sahagin are raiding the coast just as bold as you please. Them re the sea dwellin' beastmen the locals call fishbacks, case you didn't know. Ah, at long last. Land ho. Behold Limsa Lominsa, a nation blessed by the ocean's bounty and beloved of Limlane, goddess of navigation.
On a windswept isle in the southwestern corner of the realm, amidst the roiling waves of the Rotano Sea, lies the maritime city-state of Limsa Lominsa. To this haven for bandits and brigands, cutthroats and curs, seekers of both freedom and fortune, comes a lone adventurer. Lone yet not alone, for the hero's arrival has drawn the gaze of the nation's patron deity, Limlane. What realm-shaking fate has she descried in the churning waters of this mortal's future?
And here's where we part ways, son. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares, then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for saving me earlier. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
Through peril and hardship, discovery and triumph, may the navigator guide this brave soul on his life's voyage. Till sea swallows all.
Hey. You there? I mean you. This is my district, and I make it my business to know all the scum that washes up in it. Ah, an adventurer fresh off the boat, is it? Well then. Allow one of Limsa Lominsa's finest to set you on the right path. Hop to it, lad, I haven't got all day. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa, a bustling city-state filled with scoundrels and brigands, the rough-cut diamond of the Rodno Sea. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city, and without a bit of local knowledge, you're like to get your throat slit in some piss-stinking alley. So before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Wench and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. It's not far, just head straight down this street and speak with Greffair. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift, and that'll take you up to the pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Bateran, he's the proprietor of the Wench. He might curse like an ale-sodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Got all that? Good. Now run along, and may the navigator guide you on your journey. Greetings to ye, lad. What'll it be? Ah, but you ain't here for the drink, are ye? Ye be come with a mind to try yer and advent in, I reckon. Well, ye'll find no shortage o' work here in Limsa. The name's Bateran, and this most hospitable of hostelries is the Drownin' Wench. 'Tis also the home o' the Venturers Guild, here in Limsa. That's why we've got a desk specially for handlin' guild business, and why I seem to spend more time savin' the necks o' whelps like yourself than wettin' the throats o' me regulars. Venturers obby a knack for findin' trouble, see. Not that they need it in these parts, on account o' their bane trouble wherever ye look. If ye manage to steer clear o' the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get ye instead. And if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job. Oh, No one knows what they're planning, o' course, but if they're planning anything, ye can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. This town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again, and ye'll see a people living in fear o' what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame 'em, after everything that's happened? Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity, but our homes weren't the only things what got wiped off the face of existence by that thrice damned bastard of a dragon. It took our bleedin' memories, too. And no one's been able to explain it in a way as makes an onzo sense. None o' the folks what saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. 'Tis all foggy, like recollections from an ard night on the ale. Ye can imagine why people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. But there is one thing we all remember, and that's the group o' venturers what laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink, when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say we remember. Truth is, though we ain't forgotten what they did for us, this God's damned calamity spawned memory loss robbed us o' their names. It won't even let us picture their damn faces. 'Tis like staring at a gull flying in front o' the sun, all ye see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare. And that's how every bugger describes it, by the way, give or take the odd gull. It's this what's got people calling these arrows the warriors o' light. If Limsa's ever goin' to put this time o' darkness behind it, it's goin' to need venturers to help banish the fear. It's goin' to need new arrows like the ones we lost. Maybe one day ye'll be one of 'em. And that's why any aid we can give to a venturer is effort well spent. What say ye, lad? Ye willin' to lend us your strength? Me thanks to ye, and to the navigator and all. I knew she'd steered ye my way for a reason. But listen to me, ye'terin' on like a sun-touched fishwife. 'Tis time we got your mark in me book. Put your scrawl right there. Chaddington Sprouteroo, is it? And a fine name it is. Congratulations. You're now an upstanding member o' the Venturers Guild. You there, adventurer. You sailed in on the last ferry, did you not? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel. And several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went out on deck mere moments before the incident took place. Sending your friends signals, were you? Now hold on just a moment there, officer. Ye've got the wrong bloke. This fine, upstanding young gent is me dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The lad wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Is that right? Ahem. You are surely aware of the recent kidnappings. Respectfully, then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. Ye make a good point there, officer, a very good point. Very wise. Ye needn't worry, though, I keep one eye open at all times, me, and two more often than not. Now, sir, what say ye to a tankard o' me finest ale afore ye return to your duties, eh? Not a watered down cup of piss like last time, I should hope? Ain't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some o' the cheapest grog this side o' the Strait o' Merlthor, but that don't mean it won't get ye good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just cryin' out to be sat on, so kick off them heavy boots, eh? Ye'll ave to excuse these eager bloody yellow jackets. There's been a spate o' kidnappin's, see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind 'em. Naturally, they've taken to clapping irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means venturers, visitors, and pretty much every bugger else in this town. Don't take it personal, though. Us Lominsans can be a neat strong bunch o' bastards, 'tis true, but given time, we'll grow on yet. Now, where was I? Oh, welcome to Limsa Lominsa, where the sea's as green as the faces o' me patrons after a few too many black belly whiskies. Now, take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learnin' ye the ways o' the city. Right, then. Let's start ye off nice and easy with 3 tasks what'll help ye get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if ye EAD down a floor then point your nose to the west, ye'll get an eyeful o' the great glowing crystal in the middle o' the courtyard. That's an etherite, a device what can move ye from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providin' there's an etherite where ye want to go, o' course. Ave a chat with the yellow jacket on guard down there and ye'll be treated to a lecture on the workins o' the device. 'Fore ye do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you ave. Second on the list is the marketplace. Ye'll find weapons and armor and all your Venturan bits and pieces for sale in the district what lies beyond the etherite. Don't go throwin' your gil around just yet, though, or ye'll get fleeced quicker and ye can say, "Why's me coin purse so light?" Ave a word with Swojblayet, instead. He's the EAD o' the Merchants League, by the way. Give I'm this old octant, and he'll treat ye well. For the last o' me helpful ints, I suggest ye meet some fellow axe-wielders at the Marauders Guild. I guarantee ye'll learn a few new tricks for swingin' that EAD splitter o' yours if ye join their crew. Blautota at the front desk is the one to get ye started. Got all that, lad? Seein' to them 3 tasks'll take ye on a little jaunt round the city, and help ye work out where everything is. Now, I best be gettin' on. Run along, bugger it. There I go, sendin' ye off without tellin' ye summat crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess o' me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Any road, while you're out, if ye happen to pass any poor sods what look like they might need your help, consider givin' their tale o' woe a listen, Sounds like a chore, I admit, but ye never know what interestin' opportunities could be lurkin' out there, just waitin' for ye to stumble on 'em. For example, Nine over yonder's been castin' glances at ye since ye waltzed in. Why not lend an ear and see what she has to say? You're like to find yourself runnin' odd errands in the beginnin', but once ye build a reputation as a man folk can trust, the jobs'll get harder and the rewards more generous. If ye be the time, I'd also seek the advice o' the smith there in the wench. The lads as bear that title ave some fine advice for them what are just startin' out in the profession. And that, my lad, is how ye go about becomin' a legend among venturers. To leave the drowning wench, you must accept the quest making a name by speaking with Ninaya.
Well, would you look at this, a shiny, new adventurer. Listen close, lad, I've some information that might just help put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through Bulwark Hall below not long ago, and saw a bunch of herbs just scattered about on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa Lominsa is a busy port, and not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How'd the plants end up in the mizzenmist? Who knows, might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is you make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Ska and Reel, and she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs, and take them to Old Skyfe at the Octant. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods.
Yes, I am Old Skyfe. You have some herbs you wish me to examine? Yes. As you suspected, these are the highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They are the prime ingredient in the creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into the sleep of death. Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. These herbs are not more than Althic lavender, a common enough export from Limsa Lominsa. In fact, these probably spilled from crates that were loaded onto my very own ship. I think someone has been having a bit of fun with you, son. But not to worry. You've learned a few things, and made a new acquaintance. Well met. Ah, another novice adventurer. Bateran has sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. I am Sundheimel, one of the Yellow Jackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Etherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the etherites and their connection to the flow of ether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune himself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The etherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about etherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. A fine morning to you, sir. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo but recently arrived at the docks. You bear a gift from Bateran? Whatever could it, my octant. By the navigator, I must have left it behind in the wench, along with a week's pay and several bells worth of intoxicated memories. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid, and what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with the type, and price, of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. But verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself.
Ho there, adventurer. Curious about the Marauders Guild, are yet? Any axe worth swingin' needs 2 hands on the haft, and has a blade what can make short work of a galley's mast. That's the kind of weapon our members train to use with deceptive swiftness and all too predictable force. Are ya interested in hearing more, lad? Then why don't I give ya the short version of the guild's founding history, and we can go from there. It all started with ships, ya see. What be ships got to do with axes, ya ask? Well, building 'em would be pretty bloody difficult without a sturdy tool to lop down trees for timber. And since only the navigator herself knows when a ship run afoul of a storm or worse, it makes sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board. It all started with shipbuilding and ship repair. What? Am I boring yet? Humph. As I was saying, any tool on a ship can become a weapon, and the axe was perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose in a whirl o' steel, and generally laying waste to all about yet. As more seafarers took up the axe as their weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of the marauder begin to take shape, especially among pirates, where strength and skill decided your place in the world. With an eye to assembling crews o' battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper way to wield a chopping blade to their new recruits. And that's how the Marauders Guild first came to be. But once the Galadion Accord was signed to unite the Maelstrom and the pirates against Limsa's enemies, the whole game changed. The Accord itself was a dismal failure, of course, but the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its pirate elements. It had been reborn as an institution dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of this new Marauders Guild weren't no greed-driven cutthroats, neither. They were warriors what sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. If mastering the axe is your heart's desire, then you'll find no better arena in which to practice your swings. Think it over, then let me know if ya fancy joinin' our ranks. I've a feelin' I'll be seein' more o' ya soon, lad.
Ah, there ya are, Chaddington. Enjoy your jaunt round the city, did ya? If ya mean to base yourself in Limsa Lominsa, that won't be the last time y'all visit them three places. And now y've got some idea o' what's where, ya can start exploring the rest o' the town. Y've shown a good ear for listening, lad. Stick with old Baterin, and y'all go far. Still in Limsa, are ya, Chaddington? I'd ya fancy a trip outside the city walls? I'd like ya to visit an orchard by the name o' Summerford Farms. Ever heard o' the place? The owner, Stalewern, is an old mate o' mine. He's got himself a crew o' mostly reformed pirate types, if ya can believe that, and has been tryin' to bring a bit o' life back to the fields after the calamity ruined the soil. He mentioned needin' another and or two, and your name sprang to mind. I gave ya a glowin' recommendation, so make sure ya work hard and impress the old bastard. Ya need directions. The place ain't hard to find, just take the Zephyr Gate out o' the city, and follow the road northeast. Ah, you must be the adventurer Baterin promised to send along. Chaddington Sprouteroo, wasn't it? You honored his word, so that's a good start. I'm Stalewern, the old bastard, as Baterin likely described me, and this here is my humble orchard. A good number of the lads and lasses workin' here once terrorized the high seas. And if you're wonderin' why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship, like it did so many others, and I was sore wounded into the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merlewipe's initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers work in the field seemed too fine an offer to refuse. Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see. And unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train have been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. I've a mind to set you a task, Sprouteroo, but before I do, I need to be sure you're properly kitted out. Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand. It might well be that the ones here have traded in their cutlasses for coulters, but they're still rogues at heart. I know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you think you're more suitably equipped. Let's have a look at you, shall we? Oh ho. As long as you're this well covered, I won't feel any guilt throwing you to the sharks. Erstwhile buccaneers are an ornery lot. They rage in love for the sea, and care little for the laws of the land. But they respect strength, and by the looks of you, I'd say you'll have little trouble getting their attention. Ah, Sprouteroo. That aura of confidence tells me you've not been idle since last we met. I hope I've read you aright, for I've a task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? Good to hear. Then I shall lay before you the sorry tale. You will have heard rumors of the abductions. Citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Limsa Lominsa, as if plucked from the face of Hydaelyn, boots and all, by an unseen hand. And what's this got to do with Summerford Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen, but it seems a collection of right unsavory fellows with azure tattooed faces has been creeping up to the edges of the fields and spying on my yeomen. Now, I doubt anyone would enjoy being scrutinized by such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that they're the kidnappers of rumor, come for their hides. Needless to say, they're beside themselves with worry, and their work suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need when my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. 'Tis a struggle to get them to leave the farmhouse of a morning. That is, as they say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? Good lad. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner this place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin by having a look around Season Grotto. If reports are to be believed, our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. Be careful, though, Sprouteroo, I couldn't say for sure what manner of miscreants we're dealing with here. If they are the kidnappers, well, just be on your guard, all right?
I am the waves that bear, I am the winds that guide. I am the evening stars, I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Thus reads the sailor's requiem, carved into yonder stone. Such words well describe the manner in which the citizens of Limsa, Lominsa live their lives. It is both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves, and a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea. Ah, you are the adventurer I've seen around Summerford Farms. I thought myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark. Or perhaps not. As I suspected, the etheric disturbance here is no natural occurrence. Nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked. But who stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret? Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be. Phew!
Hear, feel, think. Crystal bearer. I am Heidelin, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
Awake again, are we? Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought. See this blade? I found it in the Gubu's back. I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope. It would appear our culprits are seafaring men of some persuasion, piratical being the most probable. In any event, you seem much recovered from your sudden affliction. I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether? I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. I'm sure I don't... Oh! Well, well. This has been a day of unexpected revelations. I must continue my investigation. In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business. The days ahead promise little rest, I fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
Sprouteroo. Right glad am I to see you safely returned. My lads were all gabbin' about here in what sounded like all seven hells breakin' loose near the grotto, and I feared I'd sent you to your death. If you were in the middle of that commotion, I hope it yielded something of interest. I'd hate to think you'd risk your life for naught. A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew at the cave, I'd agree that such a knife would be part of any seafaring man's kit. I'm startin' to think that these ruffians are pirates, come to lure my farm hands back to a life of plunder. Chances are, they didn't take kindly to your appearance on their doorstep, and set a maddened gobbo on you. The pirates have been addin' to their numbers of late. I'd best warn the lads and lasses in my employ to be on guard against their schemes. You met someone else at the grotto? A woman with a strange contraption? Wishtala. She's been in Limsa Lominsa for a good while now. Her studies of the ether often bring her out to Summerford, so her presence at the grotto is hardly unusual. She's an odd-looking lass, I grant you, but she's not the kind to associate with kidnappers. You may take my word for that. Where trust should be lacking is in those yeomen of mine who have yet to wholly relinquish their pirate pasts. The temptation to return to the free and easy life of a buccaneer may prove too strong to resist. You have my thanks, Sprouteroo. If it weren't for the efforts of stalwart adventurers like yourself, this farm would be in a far worse state than it is. Just you keep on lending your talents to those in need, and help bring Limsa the brighter future she deserves. That sea slothsbrin and his lot, never around when there's work to be done. I'd sooner hire you for the sake of getting things done, but then the rapscallions would never learn. Round them up and let them know that Stalewern would like a word. And don't take no for an answer. Work. Ha. Can't work when me hands are full liftin' this mug. Ya know, I'd wager me last Gilead never guess what I'm drinkin'. Well, you're right about the swill part. I reckon it might be worth a day o' doin' Stalewern's chores if it'll afford me a taste o' proper grog. How am I supposed to work on an empty stomach? Go on, have a guess at what I had for breakfast. What, gods, how'd you know? It's my breath, ain't it? It probably smells as wooden as the food tasted. But I know why you're here. I'd just as soon get some real food in me, but I ain't one to reject a summons from the captain. Axes were made for splittin' skulls, not stumps. You know what I did in my sailin' days? You bet your beard I did, lad. Those were the days. I reckon now I'll have to be satisfied talking my axe to the trees. So, Stalewern sent you. And what do you reckon I say to that? Damn right. Didn't get where I am by talking guff from any glorified gardeners. But I suppose I could see what he wants to get him off my back. I'm Svrin. You the old man's errand boy, now. Tell my dear old captain not to wet his britches. I'll be along. Oh, and just so we're clear, I don't care for landlubbers. Go find the chocobo you rode in on, and ride on out. You continue to impress, lad. All but Sbrin are accounted for. It's no fault of yours he squirmed out. I've let that worm wriggle through my fingers more times than I can count. But rest assured, the next time I see him, I'll put him squarely in the dirt, where all such worms belong. Pains me to say, but all the gil in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some, like you, who can be trusted. But then there are others. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on that charlatan Sbrin, even though I am full aware he's been doing shady deals behind my back. More than once I've heard tell of improper trade-in with goblins. I wouldn't be the least surprised if that were happening right now. Not a bell ago, a sack of oranges vanished, as did Sbrin. I want you to find and confront the bastard for me, Sprouteroo. I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot, so be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth. What's this now? Stalewern sent you for the oranges. Huh. So the old bugger had known all this time. Arg, what does it matter anyway? Listen, you're one o' those goody-goody adventurer types, right? Go rescue me mates from those double-dealing goblins. They're just over yonder by the bonfire. I owe you one. Would have gotten away meself if not for Sbrin shoving me aside. If you hadn't come, my dodo would have been cooked. MMM. Cooked dodo. Sbrin sent you. Ha. The way he flew out of here, I was sure he'd sold us down the river. You saved me mates, and for that, I owe you. Suppose I should be ashamed I couldn't clean up my own mess. But a pirate knows no shame. I've no qualms about going back on my word. I'm only giving you the sack cause I like the cut of your jib. Take it to Asin, and send him my regards. What have we here? A delivery from Summerford Farms, and as scheduled. Ha! There's a first time for everything. Well, look at that. Not a single one missing, either. About the only things not here are those bagmen, and I don't miss them one bit. Here's Stalewern's payment in full. With you, I can trust it'll reach him. Back in one piece. That's a relief. How did you fare, Sprouteroo? Ah, this is what I was aiming for. Looks to be all I was owed, alright. Though, I'd be telling you false if I claimed I had not held out more hope for Sbrin. I was even willing to overlook the skimming off the top, but to sell us all short in favor of those god's-forsaken goblins. You'd do well to mind yourself around that 2-gil cheat. If he'd leave his own mates for dead, there's no telling what he'd do to you. Blast. At this rate, the crops will never be ready for harvest. If only we had black loam. Just a bit could send our stocks soaring. I'll bet Rotwitten knows where you might find some. Perhaps you might pay her a visit in the orchard.
That Gurkin's got a head of cabbage if he thinks I'm fetchin' him any black loam. But if you dare to pinch some from the cook pot, then be my guest. Just mind you don't get trampled upon by the aurochs that dwell there. Once you've 3 bushels worth, take the black loam to Pruel at Tiller's Rest. He'll know what to do.
Arg, even the weeds wither and die in this desolate dirt. But a bit of this black loam ought to change all that. I haven't seen any in ages. Gathering black loam's not for the weak of wool, nor the weak of stomach, Ha ha ha. Oh, Don't tell me Gurkant and Rotwitten neglected to mention where black loam comes from. Well, surely you figured it out on your own from the cloying stench. It comes from the Aurochs lair, of all places. Ahem, well, why dwell on who misled whom about what? What matters is that your efforts have brought us the black loam, and we can expect a bountiful harvest as a result. Thank you. Confounded pirates. They know nothing of tillin', only killin'. Stealin' our shovels to melt and forge into axes, of all things. They're bit in the hand that feeds 'em, the mangy mongrels. I'd love to teach those curs a lesson in obedience myself, if I hadn't sworn to Stalewern that I wouldn't fight no more. So I need you to bring back our farm tools, and make sure those dogs reap what they've sown. I wonder what those sea dogs will try and steal when there's no harvest. Ah, good to see the tools back, and in serviceable condition. Which will be more than we can say of Svrin when we get our hands on him. The wretch likely had a role in the theft. Spied him meetin' the pirates in secret, I did. I couldn't care less if the wastrel won't work, but when he consorts with cutpurses that take our tools away, he's crossed the line. Stalewern ought to know what sort of scalawag he's dealing with. Take word to him, would you? Pirates makin' off with our tools? Fruel did well not to take matters into his own hands. Last thing I need is blood on my crops. But I'll be damned if Svrin thinks he can take us for fools. His treachery won't go unpunished. I've come to expect a great deal from you, lad, and you've never once let me down. Yet what I'd ask of you now goes beyond aught I've asked before. Would you hear my plea all the same? It eases my mind to have your ear. You're no doubt familiar with that scoundrel Svrin by now. Well, the schemin' scapegrace is at it again. Since that letter came for him, he's been skulkin' about in that manner he does when he's up to no good. Now he's rounded up his rogues and buggered off, with nary a word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something tells me this is different. It ain't exactly damnin', but when last I had words with him, he didn't look defiant so much as hunted. I can't help thinkin' he's gone lookin' for trouble and found more than he wanted. So I was hopin' you might hunt his sorry hide down and drag it back here before it's too late. The ungrateful little cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. I suppose he reminds me a bit of my younger self. Suffice it to say, I'd rather he didn't come to a sticky end. As for how to find him, I'd try asking Grindwida at the Ethereed. She was the last one to see him. I dare say she'll be able to tell you where he was headed.
Nothing that passes through those gates escapes my notice. I saw the Rouser and his rabble set out for Woad Whisper Canyon not long ago, singing about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky sods said I should join them. I told them I'd rather shrivel up than sip whatever it was that had pickled their brains. If you find the idle swine, be sure and give them a cuff round the ear from me, will you?
Of all the dirty, deceitful, downright dastardly deeds that slippery bastard's done. Claimin' to take the lads out for a drink, only to lead us straight into a bloody trap. It don't get no lower than that. Course, I've learned to stay a step ahead of ol' Svrin, so I was ready, but the others weren't so lucky. You've got to help 'em. My axe may as well be even a white flag for all the good it did. Hope you fare better, or the sorry bastards in there are done for. Svrin might have got us into this mess, but I ain't about to let him give his life for us. I'd sooner bow to a fishback than be in that conniving bastard's debt. To arms. A true knave. You betray even yourself, Svrin. Ugh. We were prepared to overlook the matter of your desertion on the condition that you provided us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet your latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Few are they who betray the serpent reavers twice. You will not do so a third time. Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honorless wretch, your life is all you have left. And worthless though it be, we shall take it. O mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul, that it may wake to life. That the golem could be vanquished. That man is no ordinary adventurer.
The snake slithered away. I am only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. Those pirates do not belong to any of the known Lominsa factions. Whom then do they serve? The beast tribes? Surely not. But the timing of their appearance coincides all too neatly with the recent surge in Sahajan and Cobalt activity. Something is afoot. The question is, what? Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12 Help us if it should prove so. Limsa would be hard-pressed to keep a single primal at bay, let alone two. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find evidence. The seas continue to rise, while the lesser moon continues to fall. And ILM by ILM, the world becomes ever more unlike itself. It is as Lusoix foretold. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature mutable, blurring the boundary between the material and ethereal planes. Little now stands between us and the primals. But they are not here yet, though time be against us, hope shall ever be on our side. Never did the creed of Charlian ring more true. Never did I dream that I would possess the means to see ether, yet now that I do begin to take it for granted. How swiftly do the wonders of Charlian seem commonplace. Here, for you. Have you come for the festivities? Today the Maelstrom officially makes that great hole in the sea its training ground. Join in the celebrations. Wait. A disturbance in the etheric flow. But whence does it emanate? Sezong Grotto, perhaps? What have we here? Can you walk? 'Tis I. Regrettably, no. He eluded me. Understood. I will inform the Commodore. You collapsed from your exertions. Are you suitably recovered? Svrin here has apprised me of all that transpired. His account shed some light upon how you came to be attacked by a golem of all things. A golem is a mindless automaton, inert save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not hope to control such a thing, so arcane are its workings. But then these tattooed wretches are no common pirates, they are the minions of the Sahagin. As to their purpose, well, I shall get to the bottom of it. But first I must escort Svrin back to his place of employment. I dare say Stalewern will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him of your preservation, but I am certain he would like to thank you in person. Pray pay the man a visit. Ah, he told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of me. My name is Weishtala. I am a naturalist of sorts, surveying the ether in the hope that it might offer up some clue as to our predicament.
I'd say I owed you my life, but that don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends would be dead, and all. 'Tis a debt I can never repay. But I'll not make things worse by running away. Take me to Summerford Farms, and I'll face the consequences.
For reasons I cannot fathom, you seem, forgive me. Mayhap we shall have a chance to speak again when I have marshalled my thoughts. Until our paths next cross, farewell.
Lo. I knew you'd return. Weishtala delivered Svrin a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds precede you. The rest came shuffling back, too, the lot of 'em sportin' the same haunted expression. It's me who's to blame for that and the rest. I was once a serpent reaver. A thrall to the Sahagin? 7 hells. Reavers may look and sound and act like pirates, but they're not but the fishbacks flunkies. Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's things we won't do. We've got a code, see, but the Reavers VE never followed a word of it. A few years back, they started snatchin' law-abiding Lominsans. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new Sahagin masters. I knew I had to get away. So I crept off one night, got myself a new name, and found myself a new home, Summerford Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long round here, and word soon spread, all the way back to the sea. The penalty for desertion is death, but the Reavers offered me a way out instead, my freedom in exchange for my mates. The letter. I dunno what I was thinkin'. I wasn't bloody thinkin'. Too busy soilin' meself. But you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men say little to me, but I hear 'em talk of how you stood up to the Reavers at the last, of how you tried to give your life to save theirs. Be that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crime of betraying your brethren. I know that, I do. That's why I'm going to hand myself over to the Yellow Jackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no arguments from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There will always be a place for you at Summerford Farms, lad. And I'll always be in your debt, Stalewern. I owe you a debt too, Chaddington. Not once have you let me down. Thank you for saving the men of my farm. If I could ask one more favor of you, it'd be this: tell Bateran what's happened, from start to finish. I'm certain he'd put in a good word for Sprin if he knew the whole story. and he's one of the few people I know who the Yellow Jackets listen to. Well, I reckon I've asked all I can possibly ask of you. Safe travels, son. Bloody else. Life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. But ya needn't worry yourself over young Sprin. The Yellow Jacket as ends out the punishments is a good mate o' mine. If I ask I'm nice, I reckon he'd be willin' to commute the lad's sentence from Engine to Keel Holland, kindly gent that he is. I'm only jestin' with ye. I'll see he's treated fair. Now, it sounds to me like ye done everything ol' Stalewern asked oh yeah and more, justifyin' me generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged, lad. As for a reward, well, she's a lonely lady, this drownin' wench o' mine. I'll ye fancy keepin' AR company for a spell, with free room and board. Venturin's a tryin' business, after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and again tend to end up with broken ones. And take it from me, fightin' ain't nearly so much fun when you're nursin' a shattered arm. Got that? Good. There'll always be a free bed for ye, so make use of it. Not that ye'll have much time for lyin' around, what with all the leaves ye'll be doin'. Oh, didn't I mention? I'm puttin' your name down for leaves. Our guild draws all manner o' clients, offerin' all manner of odd jobs. Honestly, ye'd be amazed how much folk'll pay to avoid doin' an honest day's labor. Just give Timokri a shout whenever ye feel like makin' a few extra gil. She'll always have some task or other for ye to do. Oh, and it's all above board, case you're wonderin'. We're careful to stay on the Admiral's right side in air, unlike some pirates I could mention. I tell ye, if it turns out they had aught to do with them kidnappin's, there'll be 7 hells to pay. A proper bleedin' reckonin'. Mayhap that's what Limsa needs, though. On rough seas, sometimes ye ave to rock the boat to right it. But we'll ave time for such talk when you're well and rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality. I'll do ye fair, Chaddington. Rested and ready to expand your horizons. Well, then, I've an idea o' where ye might try Eden next. Ave ye heard o' the sky lift out in Middle Lonacy? If ye be ever visited Woad Whisper Canyon, then ye must have been up and down the thing at least once. It's that big bleedin' scaffoldin' attached to the descent. Ye be likely seen the lads and lasses out there usin' it to AUL cargo up the cliff face. Hard labor, that, and I hear they could use an enterprise and soul to pick up the odd jobs what no other bugger has time to deal with. Track down the EAD o' the operation, bloke by the name o' Workrit, and he'll be sure to put ye to work on a task or two. Bateran sent ye out here, did he? Then consider yourself welcome at the skylift. Look at that bloody cliff, will ye? One blast o' fiery hell from that huge dragon was all it took to split the ground in half. Cargo still needs to get through, though, so this mess o' wood and pulleys was our solution to the problem. Well, one of 'em, at least. If the gods were kind, and they ain't, I'd have about a dozen more workers to handle me growin' list o' headaches. Glad I am to see ye again, lad. A wagon driver just returned in a great bloody hurry, screamin' about some monstrosity what sprang out from a million corn seedling in his cargo. Seems the gutless bastard tossed it over the side afore tunin' tail and runnin' for his life. I need ye to head down the road, recover that seedling, and deliver it to Lyolf over at Swift Perch in Western Lonacy. Whatever he pays ye for the cargo is yours to keep. After all, I don't rightly know what else is lurkin' inside that plant, and ye deserve to be rewarded for your troubles. Oh, and ye'll also find an etherite in Swift Perch, so the journey should be worth your while. Has Nymaya herself forsaken this desolate land? Though I understood there were risks in gambling my entire fortune on a crop of million corn, I at least expected the seedling to be delivered before disaster struck. Is that my million corn seedling? Oh joyous day! It may seem a paltry beginning, but the yield of this particular variety of crop plant is nothing short of astonishing. As you have undoubtedly noticed, swift perch lacks a certain, shall we say, vital energy. Thus I mean to restore a modicum of hope to its residents by growing a veritable ocean of corn. You, sir, seem fit to burst with vim and vigor. Might I persuade you to abide a while and help nurture this ailing settlement? You there, adventurer. Cast your eyes towards the brewer's beacon. Does the light not seem uncommonly weak? It cannot possibly be bright enough to guide the ship sailing in the bay. I would march over to the lighthouse and investigate myself, but I am duty-bound to remain at my post. I would consider it a favor if you could make a visit to the brewer's beacon and see if aught has befallen Consuys, the lighthouse keeper.
Yes, say a yellow jacket sent ya here? Me light's grown dim, has it? Well, o' course it bloody has. The bomb what fuels me furnace has up and buggered off, ye see. If I don't get that beacon fixed up soon, there'll be trouble on the water. I know you're just the messenger, lad, but I can tell a venturer when I see one. I'm goin' to need ye to chase down that bomb and bring back a claw what ye ripped from its smouldering corpse. Take this here iron brazier and set her down in the middle o' the flock, somewhere near the scarecrow, I'd say. Ye get a nice fire goin', and that frisky bomb'll soon be about. Watch ye don't singe your eyebrows, lad. All ye need do is take down that runaway bomb and bring me one of its little claws. Ah, ye got the ashy bastard, did ye? Once I put this little firecracker in the furnace, that should keep things runnin' for a while. I had meself a bit of a look while ye was gone, and Limlane curse me if the furnace weren't all bent and broken. Small wonder the bloody bomb was able to escape. I patched things up as best I could, but I ain't no smitty. Ye might want to have a chat with that yellow jacket friend o' yours in Swift Perch, and have him pass the word back to someone in Limsa.
The furnace is damaged, is it? Very well, I shall write up the relevant reports, but these repairs must needs be effected without delay. It seems I have another favor to ask of you, adventurer. Take yourself straightway to the Armorers Guild in Limsa Lominsa and explain the situation to Forge Master H. Nanza.
The furnace in the brewer's beacon needs repairs? Birgit's beard, I just sent someone out to tinker with it not a week past. Mayhap the bomb Consuys had trapped in there was a touch too volatile? I'll have an artisan visit the lighthouse and pay special attention to reinforcing the casing of that furnace. Your work is done here, adventurer. May the navigator guide you on your journeys. What say you to taking on some work from Naldic and Vimelis? We've a great hulking warship to build and could certainly use an extra hand for any number of tasks. For your first job, I need you to run this missive over to Atburm, the head shipwright at the Moravi dry docks. We forge most of the ship's bits and pieces here at the Armorers Guild, but the actual construction takes place at the docks found in the south of Lower Lana Sea. That's also where you'll find the main offices of Naldic and Vimelis. The Moravi Dry Docks is one of Limsa Lominsa's most important districts, at least as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure you'll not regret attuning yourself to the area's authority. If you've no confidence in your sense of direction, you'd be best served making use of the Chocobo Porters. First floor of the mizzenmast, in case you were wondering. Should you choose to make the trek on your own 2 feet, leave the city through the Tempest Gate and follow the road south. May the navigator guide your steps.
You have a missive for me from Forge Master H. Nanza? I assume it pertains to the pending arrival of the materials I ordered over a moon past. Let's see it, then. Blast and botheration. Another delay? I am well aware of the shortage of skilled artisans, but this is insufferable. My apologies. The messenger does not deserve to bear the brunt of my frustration. Might I have your name? Chaddington, is it? Well, Chaddington, this proud maiden you see taking shape before you is the Victory, the first new vessel to grace the docks since the calamity. We may have lost the bulk of our ships that fateful day, but starting with this beauty, we will restore the Maelstrom's fleet to its former glory. The Victory is more than a simple warship, it is the symbol of Limsa Lominsa's rebirth from the wreckage wrought by the coming of the seventh umbral era. Thus we are striving to complete her construction as swiftly as possible, even going so far as to hire veteran shipwrights from outside the thalassocracy. Yet even with such unprecedented measures, there are never enough hands to handle the abundance of tasks. Should you choose to linger at the docks for a time, there is no end of odd jobs for a hard-working adventurer. Be you fair warned, there is no place here for layabouts and troublemakers. Where in the seven hells is that man? Not once in 12 moons has he been late with a shipment, and now 2 whole turns of the sun without a single word. A shipwright of mine, a young man named Farilzamid, recently left Candlekeep Key to retrieve several crates of supplies ordered from Limsa Lominsa, but has yet to return. I have sent several missives to Haldbroda, but his replies are always the same. He does not recall ever seeing the right, nor the supplies he was scheduled to collect. That man knows something, and I severely doubt he is telling me the whole truth. As I cannot leave my post, I would ask you to travel to Candlekeep Key in my stead and inform Haldbroda that if he insists on playing these games, I will personally see that he is transferred to Turtleback Island, where he can rot alone in the middle of the sea for eternity. Turtleback Island? He cannot do that, can he? I swear on my poor Nana's grave, Navigator rest her soul, I know naught of this Farilzamid, nor his precious supplies. Hells, we here at the quay have had enough trouble these past few suns, what with the sinking of that Lominsan cargo ship off the Salt Strand. I haven't the time to take a proper piss, let alone make note of every scrag that wanders in off the grip. Now, the way I see it, if you have time to be standing here questioning my character, then you most certainly have the time to get that arse of yours down to the Salt Strand and help us search for survivors of the wreck. Who knows? You may just run across this Farilzamid everyone seems so eager to find. Here's to hoping the Navigator hasn't found him first. I'm Farilzamid. Ya say the foreman's wonderin' on me whereabouts? I thought he might be. But ye must know, I cannot show me face at the dry docks until I've righted the terrible wrong I caused. 2 nights past, I made the trip from the dry docks to Candlekeep Key, just as the foreman asked. The seas were right rough, and the captain of the cargo ship was wary of bringing her too close to the cliffs, so I paid a few coins to a fisher to take me out to meet her. By the time we was halfway twixt shore and ship, the swells had risen to nigh on 10 yalms, and 'twasn't long afore the waves had hold of us. Try as we might to steady the boat, nature's grip was too tight, and we was flung headlong into the Lominsan galley. When I awoke, both ships were gone, and the cargo I was to collect lay strewn across the Salt Strand. I's made every effort to salvage it, but the sands are crawlin' with cakeern, and I ain't a one with a sword. And now ye see why it is I cannot return to the dry docks. That night, I was tossed into the sea like some doll of rags, and it weren't long afore the world round me faded to black as I slipped deeper into the abyss. But lo, the Navigator wouldn't see me to the gates of the 7 hells, and I woke to find meself washed ashore. And here I's been, ever since. Waitin' for a chance to salvage me master's cargo. The missin' parts. I don't know how I can repay you. I'll deliver the supplies right away, but first I must stop by the quay so that I might pay me respects to the widow of the brave fisher who gave his life for a handful o' coin. Could ye tell Atburm that I'll be back at the dry docks by daybreak? Many thanks, adventurer. I will not forget this kindness. I am relieved to hear that both Farilzamid and the supplies are unharmed, though it was foolish for him to believe that I would blame him for that which was obviously out of his hands. You see, there was no storm that day, and the seas here adjacent the dry docks were as calm as a slumbering child. This leads me to believe that the trouble the ships encountered off Candlekeep Key was of a less natural sort, the sort which the Sahagin have been known to conjure. Chaddington. While I originally had doubts about your motives, you have repeatedly proven yourself an asset to Naldic and Vimelis. I still do not like you, but that does not mean I do not trust you. Gimthida, head of the watch here at the dry docks, believes that pirates may be plotting an attack on the Victory, and she requires assistance investigating a group of unsavory individuals making camp nearby. I have recommended you for the task. Despite all Limsa Lominsa endured before, during, and following the calamity, the fact that there are still those who would turn their backs on the city-state so that they might line their pockets with a few handfuls of coin. Just the thought of it sickens me.
Ah, yes. I had a feeling you would be the one Atburm sent. Since you first arrived at the Moravi dry docks, I have had my men watch you. Oh, there's no need to get angry. I make it a point to keep an eye on all those new to the area. It is simply protocol. And you will be pleased to know that nothing incriminating was found. You appear to be a model citizen. That, and the foreman seems to think somewhat highly of you, which I must admit is quite shocking. The man doesn't even trust his own mother. Very well, then. I assume Atburm informed you of what your task would entail. The pirates we believe are conspiring to raid the dry docks were last seen making camp near an ancient stone called the Mark of the Spinner. I would have you approach the men, posing as a lost adventurer, and see if you cannot somehow learn of their intentions. Sinangho stationed at the rear gates can provide you with an exact location of the camp. Chaddington. Haha. I knew it. No more sardines for Sinangho. Tonight, I shall dine on the finest salmon on the peninsula. Why? Well, I had a little wager going with some of the other guards on who Atburm would recommend for the next job. My money was on you. Ah, the job. Yes, of course. If you follow the road past the gates to the southeast, you will eventually come to a barren cape with a single large stone half buried in the cliff overlooking the sea. Followers of the 12 say it's a holy place dedicated to Nehemiah, the spinner. I'd be surprised if the pirates camped up there were aware of that, though.
I'm given yet to the count of 9 to step back on that path, and carry your vent urine arse back down to whatever rock it is yet crawled out from under. Yes, see, eyes added up to me ears with your type, roamin' the ills like they was years to roam. It's gettin' to be that a man canny enjoy a mug o' rum without some shite breath outlander runnin' up a skin, which is the way to the local leave mead. 7 L's if I know. I'm a bloody pirate, gods damn it. Thou's balls. Once we obey me boy back, I'm put in this god's forsaken pisshole of an island so far behind me, ain't no one'll remember I was ever heir. Come on, Scrags. We's knives to sharpen.
So the trespassers are indeed pirates, and they are indeed planning something. But what is this talk of getting me boy back? Could it be that their target never was the Victory? Something is not right, and I won't sit by idly waiting for those pirates to make the first move. I shall order increased patrols immediately. Thank you again for your help, Chaddington. It appears we were wise to put our trust in you. I am concerned, Chaddington. It appears that the pirates I had you investigate are on the move. They creep ever closer to the dry docks, so I must assume they mean to target the Victory herself. That ship is the symbol of everything Limsa Lominsa strives to become, and I will not allow these base scoundrels to lay a single finger upon her hull. We must apprehend them before they put their plans into motion. And you, Chaddington, are just the man to do it. Without your capable assistance, I fear the security of the dry docks cannot be guaranteed. Not moments ago, my guards submitted reports of suspicious activity in the area. Pray begin your efforts by listening to one of their accounts firsthand. It matters not whom you choose to speak with, but be sure to question either Ursworst at the front gate or Sinangho at the rear. Any suspect saboteurs you encounter during the course of your investigation are to be interrogated. Report any and all findings directly to me. Hail, adventurer. Glad to have another hand aboard to help shore up security. The gods know our reports would sit on Gimthada's desk gathering dust if it weren't for the assistance of those such as yourself. Speaking of reports, though, I saw one of those mangy pirates lurking around the cliff near Empty Heart. I'd take a closer look before he has a chance to cover his tracks.
Bah, spotted me, did yet? Well, you're too late, what's to open is already openin'.
So, you found me one of those pirates, did you? I knew you were the right adventurer to ask for aid. But what could these knaves be planning? What's to happen is already happening.
Captain. Trouble, at the shipyard.
Easy now, soldier. Who did this to you?
Pirates. Out of nowhere. Stuck me good.
Gods below, we are not prepared for this. The pirates, soldier, how many do they number?
Not sure. More than I could quickly count. Seemed to be carrying explosives?
Explosives? Then there is no time to lose. Chaddington, you heard the situation. Make your way to the shipyard and engage these intruders. I will see to this man's wounds, then follow after. Make haste, now.
Gahahaha. Never reckoned it'd be this easy. Still don't trust those slimy bastards, but their plan worked like a charm. Duh. What are you doing, you great bloody fool? Shut your trap, boy. This'll all be over soon. All that's left now is to blow this ugly pile o' driftwood into splinters. Why would you do such a thing? Have you any idea how important this ship is? What it represents? And that's what makes it all the sweeter. Whatever it takes to knock some sense into me treacherous, backstabbin' son. Imagine, a boy o' mine giving up the pirate life to become a shipwright? And buildin' a bleedin' maelstrom vessel at that? What under lanes wide, green ocean made ya take up with these self-righteous shites? You're the one with no bloody sense, duh. Don't you see? The pirates had their glory days, but that era is over.
Ah. I wondered why Atburm never spoke of his father. I never would have thought.
This ship's a symbol all right, of everything what went wrong with the world. And I mean to shatter it into 100,000 pieces. Gimthada. Chaddington. Pray beat the tar out of this bloated sea slug, and make sure no harm comes to the Victory. I must be getting old, letting some green venturer get the best o' me. Da. That's one big bloody ship. Big, and nasty looking. Ya made that, did ya? My thanks, Chaddington. I shudder to think what may have become of the victory without your intervention. The pirates have made a right mess of things. I'd best get to sorting out the docks. And my thoughts could use some sorting out as well. Ever did my father have a way of turning my life upside down? Pray convey my thanks, and my apologies, to Gimthida.
How fare you, Chaddington? I cannot begin to thank you for the role you played in preventing this madness. You defended more than a simple ship, you saved the budding hope of Limsa Lominsa from a violent demise. The day was yours. It seems our security regimen will require much in the way of improvement if we are to truly keep the dry docks safe. Atburm apologizes. Well, I suppose I can understand why he would feel responsible for his father's actions. Of all those involved, this incident was hardest on him. But, in time, I believe he will come to a single conclusion: the most fitting way of moving past his anguish is to see the victory completed and in the water. Ah, by the by, the pirates we defeated have been handed over to the Yellow Jackets. Raynor's men will be taking over the investigation. Before the Yellow Jackets moved in, however, we recovered a most unusual object. Should you have the time to spare, I would ask of you another favor. Chaddington. In light of your role in recent events, there are few others to whom I would entrust this task. Since last we spoke, a curious missive has been discovered amongst the personal effects of FFXIV, the pirate behind the plot to sabotage the victory. This missive was penned in the most unusual script, a script we believe to be some manner of code. Needless to say, anything which a proven enemy of Limsa Lominsa deems worthy of enciphering is like to be of great interest to the Maelstrom. Unfortunately, none among us can make any sense of the message. In cases such as this, I am told the Yellow Jackets are wont to turn to Bateran and his convenient connections. Thus I would have you deliver this missive to the proprietor of the Drowning Wench. Into his hand, and no other, do you understand?
Ahoy there, Chaddington. I've been hearin' about your deeds at the dry docks. Atburm laid out the entire tale for me. Poor Sod was still reelin' at his old man's part in the business, but at least ye kept the victory from bein' sunk afore she'd sailed. And for that, I owe ye me thanks. Ye really made a name for yourself in Limsa, lad. Folk know that when they need summat doin'. And you need summat doin'? And what might that be? Ye want someone to read a message writ in funny letters for ye? And Gimthida thought I might know a man as could. Well, let's see it, then. I reckon I might know a canny bugger what can read stuff like this. Ugly sod by the name o' Bateran. Ye know, you're like one o' me regulars now, Chaddington. Ye never let me down yet, and, navigator help me, I reckon I can trust yet. Gimthida was right to want this message deciphered. We've got us some trouble brewin', and no mistake. Get ready for action, and I'll explain. Good to have ye aboard, lad. Now then, where to start? Back when I was younger and nastier, I earned me livin' as a sell sword. In that business, if ye wanted to know what your enemy was up to, you had to learn to read the orders ye prized from the cold dead ends of his mates. That's how I came to know how to read your message. Truth be told, the script was only too bloody familiar. Them Sahajan letters, lad. And I should know, I've gutted more fishback messengers than I can count. It gets worse, though. The plan to blow up the victory is all in air, right down to the fine details. Looks like they meant to raise 8 kinds of L in Western Lominsa, then it the Maelstrom's new flagship in the confusion. The point being, the attack on the victory weren't the act of a few rebellious pirates, 'twas a key part o' some canny bastard's grand plan. but if I'm reading this aright, the attack itself came much too early. I'll wager they panicked when they saw Ye was on 2M, rushed in to do the job, and buggered it up. Them tattoo-faced bastards, as they say, was payin' at Berm's old man, there with the Serpent Reavers, right? But none o' their crew was there, was they? Did they ave summat better to do, or what? 7 L's. I've got it all backwards. That mess at the Victory, that was meant to be the bloody distraction. The fishbacks ain't interested in the Maelstroms, baby. They're after men, just like they've always been. They're sending their pirate lackeys after a civilian target. This bit about raisin' L in western Lominsa, that's where it'll be. Summit tells me Swift Perch is about to get it, and it art. Here's a rough translation o' the message. Take it to Commodore Rayner at the Coral Tower, and tell I'm he's in for a busy day. Oh, and give I'm an end, et. Ye can be damn sure he'll need one. Yes, I am Rayner. Ah, you must be the adventurer whose name seems to be on everyone's lips. You are to be commended for your part in thwarting the plot to destroy the Victory. Now, what can I do for you this day? You bear an urgent message from Bateran? Why do I get the feeling that my hopes for a quiet afternoon are about to be cruelly dashed? Tell me, what is afoot? An assault on Swift Perch? But we've seen nothing to suggest the Serpent Reavers are massing for an attack. Even so, it would be foolish to discount the possibility. Bateran is rarely wrong about such matters. I will marshal the Yellow Jackets for battle immediately. The only question is where to send them. While I concur with Bateran's assessment that the attack on the dry docks was intended as a diversion, Swift Perch is but one of several possible targets for the main thrust. Commodore, sir. Report. It's the Sahagin, sir. They've mounted a large-scale assault on South Tide Gate, and threaten to overwhelm our defenses within the day. The garrison requests immediate reinforcements. By the navigator. It seems my decision has been made for me. Muster the troops and give the order to march. The Serpent Reavers are in league with the Sahagin. Which means there is every chance this assault on Tidegate may yet prove to be another feint. The fact remains, however, that we can ill afford to ignore it. And that leaves Swift Perch vulnerable to those pirate traders. It is at times such as these that I wish the warriors of light yet walked among us. But wishes will avail us naught. Sprouteroo, you must serve in their absence. Make for Swift Perch with all haste and lend your strength to the squads I can spare for the settlement's defense. Commodore Rayner sent word we'd be getting reinforcements, but I didn't expect him to send you. You certainly look like you've seen your share of action, though you bear little resemblance to the wide-eyed whelp I met fresh off the ferry. In any case, do you know what you're fighting for here? This place, Swift Perch, it was rebuilt by folk who stood strong in the face of every hardship the calamity threw their way. And we're not about to let some fish-fancying scum claim the honor of being the ones who finally broke their spirits. Don't give those pirate bastards one bloody ILM, you hear me?
Here they come.
Here now, I thought all them yellow jacket worms was meant to be busy. That useless scrag ain't followed the plan, has he? Now what? Pull back and wait for our Sahagin brothers. Piss on that. We ain't turnin' back empty-handed. Remember, no killin' the small folk, or it'll be your blood what stains Lord Leviathan's altars. The yellow bellies ye can butcher and will. Them dirt-eaten slugs'll be crushed under the full might o' the serpent reavers. Seems Swift Perch was the main target after all, eh? Squads 1 and 2, protect the townsfolk. Squad 3, you're our rear guard. The rest of you, we meet their charge where we stand. Let us bear the Commodore word of our victory, or no word at all. For Limsa Lominsa. Rarg. I'll gut all you yellow bellies and dance on your gizzards. Well fought, the reavers are beaten and scattered. I'll take some men and hunt down the stragglers. Oh, but there may be more of them lurking about, so don't let your guard down just yet. The source of his strength becomes clear. You may have bested the golem, but you will not fare so well this day. O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite mine enemies. Your very being imperils the plan. You cannot be suffered to live. That the wisdom of the paragons should be brought low, by mere mortals.
Paragons, did he say? Then it is as I feared. They are known as the bringers of chaos, or Asians, to give them their proper name. It would seem our suspicions were correct, it is they who have been manipulating the beast tribes. Pardon? You would know if we Charlians have encountered Asians before. I have never spoken to you of my homeland. How did you know whence I hail? Wait. I do begin to see. You have been blessed with a special gift.
Are you all right, lad? If I'd known a mean bugger like that was hiding in the bushes, I would have left a squad or 6 to keep you company. Well, at least now we can call this kidnapping investigation to a close. Those reavers were the ones spiriting folk away in the dead of night, and this bastard here was pulling all the strings.
A trifle simplistic, but not inaccurate. I came as soon as I sensed his presence, but I never thought to find such a scene of carnage. Yet we prevailed. And thanks to your heroic actions, I have learned much.
Heroic is the word. I don't want to think about what would have happened if you hadn't been here, friend. And your assistance is much appreciated, too, Lady Wishtala. Please give our regards to the Scions.
I am glad to have played a role in bringing what I hope is an end to this disturbing spate of abductions. The thread of your fate forms a part of a most intriguing tapestry. Mayhap we will be afforded the chance to speak more in the near future. For now, however, you must see this particular tale to its conclusion. Pray send my greetings to Commodore Raynor.
Sprouteroo, eagerly have I awaited your return. Word of your exploits is already spreading through the ranks. My troops and I owe you a great debt of gratitude for your timely assistance. You have shown yourself to be possessed of a sure arm, a strong spirit, and sound judgment. Would that Limsa Lominsa had more of your like. I have little doubt that you shall one day join the ranks of Eorzea's greatest adventurers. It is but a matter of time. Clearly, Baderan's eye for potential remains as sharp as ever, though I doubt even he imagined you capable of such feats. Might you favor me with your own account of the day's events? Such victories bear retelling. Wishtala has been working with us for quite some time, you see. And she was only too willing to assist the Yellow Jackets in the kidnapping investigation, proving herself a stalwart ally of Limsa Lominsa yet again. Needless to say, after your part in thwarting the attempted sabotage of the victory, and the small matter of your deeds at Swift Perch, you too have proven yourself a valued friend of the thalassocracy. Admiral. May I present to you Admiral FFXIV.
So, this is the adventurer I've been reading about in the field reports. I am Melve FFXIV, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa. On behalf of my people, I bid you thanks for the deeds you have done this day. A token of our gratitude. What worth is high regard without just reward after all? Ha! Since you first set foot in our city, my good friend Baderan and Commodore Rayner have taken turns at regaling me with tales of your exploits. Safe to say, they left an impression. Join me at the coming banquet. A seat of honor at the celebratory feast is the least I can offer the man who foiled the Sahagin.
Oh! A seat at the feast!
Oh, and don't be late. Your fellow guests will be eager to take the measure of their newest hero, and some do not take kindly to being kept waiting. Till then, may you walk in the light of the crystal.
I am not sure you understand just how unusual it is for the Admiral to invite an adventurer to a state banquet. It is a highly coveted honor. Why, even the officers under her direct command are rarely afforded such recognition. But I will not deny you have earned it. Many of the tasks you have performed in service to the thalassocracy have been both difficult and dangerous. This is a reward for all of your efforts, a nod to your many achievements, both large and small. Has the enormity of this moment yet to sink in? Perchance you will realize its significance when you stand before the assembled dignitaries of Limsa Lominsa. And now that I have imagined the scene, I realize that you will require attire suitable for the occasion. I suggest you visit the wench and see what Baderan can arrange. He is surprisingly knowledgeable about such things. Well, if it ain't Merlewipe's guest of wonder. Of Nobbin with the eye and mighty, now, is it? I tell ya, lad, I damn near snorted ale out me nose when I heard the news. Yevi come a long bloody way, you ave, and that's the truth. Well, one thing's for sure, ye'll not want for decent grub. These banquets are catered by the bleedin' Bismarck, no less. 'Tis a grand chance to fill your belly to burst in with fine and, more importantly, free food. But we can't have yetunin up in your shite-caked vent urine gear. No, the arrow o the hour needs to have a touch o refinement about if only to stop folk complainin' when he stuffs his face with cake. Take yourself over to the Octant and speak to Jane Asheim o the Brug Air Consortium. She'll furnish ye with summat gentlemanly to wear. I've already had a word with ER, so all ye need do is pick up the goods, then bring 'em back air, so as I can tell ye what's what.
Good evening, sir. I assume you're the underdressed gentleman Bateran mentioned? I see he was not exaggerating. Ahem. I've chosen these especially for your debut in polite society. Fear not, I'm certain you will absolutely adore them.
Been to see Jane Asheim, Ave yet? Let's Ave that box, then. Here we go, a nice pair o' dress shoes for yet. A bloke might untie Ave much else to his name, but so long as he's got a decent pair o' shoes on his feet, there ain't nowhere he can't go. Think of 'em as a gift from me and all the other folk ye've done right by along the way. 'Tis a very movin' gesture, I know. Just don't go wellin' up on me, Wouldn't do for Limsa's new arrow to turn up at the banquet soaked in his own tears and snot. Any road, that's your garb sorted. Now, ye just need to settle your nerves. Tell me when you're ready, and I'll tell ye where you're meant to go. You're ready, then, are ye? Good. The banquet'll be startin' soon. If ye'd waited any longer, I'd considered it me civic duty to it ye over the EAD and drag ye there. Now, make sure you're wearin' them fancy shoes when ye turn up, alright? Carryin' 'em won't do no good. They're meant to make ye look like a gentleman, remember, not a gentleman's bleedin' lackey. As for directions, the feast's been held on the bridge, in the Admiral's briefin' room. Speak with Xanthal in Bulwark Hall, and he'll show ye the way. Just keep that EAD lad. After everything ye've done for Limsa, ye've good reason to be proud, and don't let no I-born bugger tell ye different.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, join me now in honoring this man for his services to our great nation. May the navigator guide and protect him on his journey, till sea swallows all. These pirates you encountered with the tattooed faces, they call themselves the Serpent Reavers. Their ranks are formed of cutthroats and madmen who have pledged themselves body and soul to the primal Leviathan. From what we have gathered, they sought to swell their numbers by spiriting away any soul unfortunate enough to cross their path. I need not tell you the depth of the animosity between us and the Sahagin. How any seaman worth his salt could devote himself to the fishback's god is a question for a more temperate mind than mine. But, thanks to you, our citizens may once more go about their daily lives, safe in the knowledge that they will not be dragged into the darkness by those execrable curs.
Such an extraordinary glow. This is one of the crystals of light.
By the Navigator!
After our encounter with the Gubu, you had a vision, did you not? Of a towering crystal. You bathed in her light.
Yashtola's conclusion is clear, and I see no reason to doubt it. You are the vessel of a higher power. This being from your vision was the Mother Crystal. Your description matches what little we know of her. And if she has chosen you, then your deeds may yet shape the fate of nations, as once did the deeds of the Warriors of Light. Know you the tale? Like you, they were not of these lands, yet they fought to protect us all against the corruption of the Primals. When the Garlean Empire began its conquest of the realm, these heroes joined the Grand Companies and helped reforge the Eorzean Alliance. And at the Battle of Cartano, they took the field beneath our banners to fight for everything we hold dear. It was on that day, in the midst of that hell, that we lost them. Every soul who survived that battle will never forget how it was to fight beside them. We are proud to call them our comrades. Yet whenever we try to shout their names, the sound dies in our throats. And whenever we strain to see their faces with our mind's eye, naught but their shadows appear to us, set against a blinding light. Ask any true Eorzean who knew them, and the story will be the same. It is for this reason that we call them the Warriors of Light. When I look upon you, I cannot help but be reminded of them. Keep that crystal safe. In time, I believe the Mother Crystal will make clear her reasons for bestowing it upon you. Heed well her words, adventurer, for it is Hydaelyn herself who speaks.
Flames to the fore! Victory belongs to the bold! Show those Imperial whore sons what we're made of!
The left flank buckles. Divert the barracudas. Bid them hold that position, though it cost them their lives.
The yellow serpents are in need of succor. Pray, send the white wolves to their aid. The adventurers risk life and limb for our cause. We must not fail them.
Is aught amiss?
No, it is nothing.
Bloody hells! The barrier won't go down so easily! Eyes forward!
We are being watched.
Raging Bull, calling Bloodthorn! Bloodthorn, respond! Respond, damn you! Ah!
Raging Bull, this is Mad Snake. Respond.
Ryder, this is Raging Bull. What news?
We're surrounded by a blaze. There is no way out. God preserve, what is that thing?
What's going on? Speak to me!
God damn it! We cannot hold much longer!
Mad Snake! Mad Snake! Answer me! Damn it! Damn it all to the 7th hell!
What of the barracudas? Can they not be reached?
Sorry, Admiral. Shell's not working.
What of our own?
I cannot say, my lady. That monstrosity appears to be disrupting our communications.
We must keep trying. Call till they respond.
Yes, my lady.
Admiral, General, we can do no more. We must give the order to withdraw.
I will not forsake Louis-Soix!
General, please. Victory may belong to the bold, but there will be no victor this day. You know this to be true. Let us not sacrifice lives in vain. The adventurers fight bravely, but to no avail. Let them withdraw, and let us be the ones to stand with Louis-Soix.
Belay previous orders. All Maelstrom units are commanded to fall back, effective immediately. Give the foreign levy priority. Let the main host cover their retreat and bring up the rear.
Damn it! Relay the order. All flames are to withdraw. I don't care if our link cells are useless. You still have a working pair of legs, don't you? Well, use them, you bloody half-wit!
The outcome of this battle was long since decided. Better to retreat now than risk a massacre. This dark, stifling presence. Who or what? We go to take our place beside Archon Louis-Soix. To your positions.
Kasbamul, Sogini Muese Donzul. Logalo, Asawad Deken Bet Mubut. Imarat way, Kiskat Toga Hads Waddledorns. Sees Nigem, Fizdun the only Lamrai Zadai Dorn.
Mornin', sunshine. All a bit much for ya, was it? What happened? Ah, ya don't remember, then. Ya keeled over in the middle o' the banquet, and caused a right stir. Had to carry ya back to the wench meself. Well, I say carry, 'twas more a matter o' draggin' and rollin'. Too much cake, I reckon. Any road, don't fret, 'Tis little wonder ye was exhausted after everything ye been through lately. Your little nap seems to have put some color back in your cheeks, though, so I'll leave ye to it. Bugger. I almost forgot, the Admiral wants to have a word with ye. When ye feel up to it, talk to Xanthal and he'll let ye into the command room. Oh, and stay awake, I'm told ol' Merlewife was in the middle o' tellin' ye a story when ye started snorin' last time, and I doubt she'd look kindly on it if ye repeated the trick.
Ah, Chaddington, it is good to see you on your feet again. You are recovered? Then let us waste no time. I have a task that needs doing, one I would entrust to no other. The duty I have in mind for you requires some explanation. I do hope you have not made other plans. To business, then. I have penned a letter to each of my counterparts in the Eorzean Alliance. The Battle of Cartino and the calamity that followed claimed countless lives. It has been 5 years since those of us who were spared dragged ourselves from the ashes to look upon an Eorzea we scarcely knew. 5 years, and yet the people still suffer. Their lives are fraught with worry and hardship, and the warriors of light who might once have given them hope are gone. Yet we must press on regardless. We will never truly do so, however, till we have faced our past. To that end, I am proposing that a memorial service be held in each of the city-states on the 5th anniversary of the Battle of Cartino. These letters contain the details of said proposal, and I would have you deliver them to our allies as my personal envoy. You have proven yourself a staunch and able ally to Limsa, but that is not my only reason for choosing you. No, I choose you because you possess a quality which puts me in mind of history's champions. A quality I feared lost. Say that you will perform this duty. I knew you would not disappoint me. This task shall take you far from the borders of our nation, to the city-states of Gridania and Ulda. A grueling journey, to be sure, were you to travel by sea and land. But I mean to have you take to the skies. An airship pass, to be used at your discretion. Airships bound for the nations of our allies leave from the landing connected to the bridge. But before you depart, I suggest you trouble Bateran for a few pearls of wisdom regarding each of your destinations. The old bastard is nothing if not well traveled. 'Tis a pity I cannot issue such passes with a freer hand, as I did in more peaceful times, when berths were not so limited. But in these times of war, every craft we commit to the clouds risks drawing the eye of the Empire, and every voyage must needs be born of necessity. Lest you doubt, I consider your place well deserved. Nor am I alone in that opinion. There were other parties who would see you granted the privilege of air travel. I, Chaddington, your deeds do not go unnoticed. Full many see great promise in you. But I have flattered you enough. On behalf of Limsa Lominsa and her people, I bid you go forth, adventurer. Discover the realm for which so many have fought and died. Wonder and danger await you in equal measure, but turn not from either. Only by braving the unknown will you achieve the greatness of which you are surely capable. The light of the crystal guides you, and I wager that your destiny will be no small thing.
Back from your meeting with the Admiral, are ye? Personal bleedin' envoy. So ye'll be carrying the word o' the Admiral herself to the leaders o' the Alliance? Bugger me. I knew ye was goin' up in the world, but I didn't realize ye'd got that bloody eye. I'm proud o' ye, lad. Thinkin' of how far ye be come, why, 'tis enough to bring a tear to me eye. And that ain't the ale talkin', neither, well, not just the ale, at any rate. Bless the navigator for steering ye my way. Course, this is only the start. Now ye got your hands on an airship pass, the whole of Eorzea is laid out before ye, like a fair maid on a feather bed. And she's a big girl, too, with plenty of enticin' nooks and crannies. If ye think us Lominsans are characters, just wait till ye cross paths with the grim forest dwellers o' Gridania, or trade coins with the crafty merchants of Ul'dah. And then there's the wild places where the beasties rule, and no bugger with an ons o sense sets foot. But you're a venturer, so I wouldn't let a little thing like that hold ye back. Course, it ain't all explorin' and excitement. There's an EAP o' troubles what plagues every nation, see, tain't just ours. I'm talkin' intrigue and infightin', beastmen and their gods damned primals, there's an ugly side to life, and sooner or later, you're bound to walk into it. But I'll wager there's bugger all out there as you can't handle. Summit tells me you're goin' to be just fine. The realm's at it rough, 'tis true, but folk beginnin' to recover from the beatin' the calamity dealt 'em. Call me an hopeless optimist, but it wouldn't take much to turn things round. 'Tis the perfect time for a venturer like yourself to get out there and make a difference. Well, what are ye waitin' for?
Greetings, sir. This is the counter for passengers traveling to Gridania. Wait, aren't you that famous adventurer? It's Chaddington Sprouteroo, isn't it? I thought I recognized you. You are an inspiration to us all, sir. Highwind Skyways is at your disposal. Will you be traveling with us today?
Attention, all passengers, the airship bound for Gridania is about to depart. Please make your way to the boarding gate. Good fortune to ye, Chaddington. The day'll come when your name means the same as arrow to the folk o' this realm. May ye walk in the light o' the crystal.
It has been 15 years, but the bitter taste of defeat lingers still. 15 years since the Imperial fleet set course for Mordona, led by the Egrios, mightiest of all vessels. Silver Till Lake lay ripe for the taking, and all of Eorzea would soon be ours. Or so we believed. But an innumerable host of dragons met us that day. at the heart of which flew the great meat guard Zormer. Though we succeeded in slaying that lord among worms, the dread serpent's defeat was bought at too high a price. Our invincible flagship was lost, and all hope of victory with her. So ended our glorious conquest. Eorzea, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods. Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp. For all the destruction it wrought, even Meteor, the great sin, failed to yield us control over it. And for this failure, the realm has sunk deeper into depravity. It is twisted beyond all reckoning, rotten nigh to the core. Yet it must be saved. Only Garlean rule can bring order to Eorzea. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
We are of one mind, Lord Van Balzar.
Senior engineers, please report to Magitech research following scheduled inspection.
Hey, is the Legatus really planning to take another tilt at Eorzea?
Hey? What hole have you been hiding in? We're in the midst of preparing for a new campaign, and a huge one at that.
But I thought the Emperor had given up the Western lands for lost after Cartano. What could the Legatus possibly hope to gain by acting alone?
I sense you harbor certain doubts over the wisdom of the Legatus's plan.
My lord!
Please, call me Nero. Tell me, where were you born?
Othard, my lord.
Alamigo, my lord.
Ah, codename Hummingway, I presume?
I don't know what you...
Silence. Your denials will not change your fate. I assure you, Frumentarium sees all. Clean up this mess, and do not miss any, or I shall be most displeased.
At once, my lord.
Garland, soon you will be made to know the true power of Magitech.
Ah, you must be the envoy from Limsa Lominsa. Welcome to Grid Eniat, sir. The Elder Seed Seer awaits your arrival.
Greetings, good sir. You are the Lominsan envoy, are you not? I have received instructions to assist you. Pray make your way into the city proper, and identify yourself to the conjurer at Nafika's altar. She will admit you to the lotus stand, where the Elder Seed Seer awaits.
You are the Lominsa envoy? Begging your pardons, sir, but might I inspect the missive you bear? Verily, this is the seal of the Admiral of Limsa Lominsa. Please come with me.
So you are the Lominsan envoy. And an adventurer besides. The realm owes much to you and yours. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan A. Senna, Elder Seed Seer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Admiral.
A remembrance service for the fallen of Cartino. To think that 5 years have already come and gone. It seems like only yesterday that the Garlean Empire attempted to seize all that we hold dear. Rising in resistance, the city-states of Eorzea formed the Grand Companies, and joined hands in alliance. But unbeknown to us, the Garleans sought not to best us in battle, but moved instead to enact a terrible plot, the Meteor Project, by which the lesser moon, Dalamud, would be torn down from the heavens to annihilate all life below. In a desperate bid to save the realm from certain destruction, our forces marched for the Cartino Flats, and there met the FFXIV Imperial Legion. More bloody a battle I have never seen, and would never wish to see again. Yet the carnage was but a prelude to the atrocity which followed. For despite our best efforts, Dalamud continued its descent, and from it emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who proceeded to rain fire upon Eorzea. The FFXIV Imperial Legion was consumed in the blinking of an eye, while our own forces fared little better. That any among us were spared defies explanation. All seemed sure to perish. As the flames converged upon us, I prepared myself for death, only for a brilliant light to envelop me, relieving me of my senses. When at last I awoke, Bahamut was gone, and the land, which had but moments before been aflame, now seemed to me a place unknown, not simply ruined, but changed. Archon Lusoix may well have been able to shed light upon these mysteries, but he, like so many, never returned from Cartino. And so we were left with countless questions, and no prospect of an answer. Yet such matters did not long occupy our thoughts, for we had far graver concerns. The calamity, as the devastation wrought by Bahamut has come to be known, laid our nation's night to waste, and to this day we struggle to rebuild our lives and homes. To compound matters, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals, while the Empire encroaches upon our borders, consolidating its foothold in Eorzea. The outlook, in short, is bleak. In the wake of the calamity, it has been all each nation could do to nurse its own wounds. Yet if we are to weather the coming storm, we must needs stand united once more. A remembrance service may well present an opportunity to rekindle the spirit of unity which first gave rise to the Alliance. I wholeheartedly approve of the Admiral's proposal. The necessary provisions shall be made for a service here in Gridania. You have done the people of Eorzea a fine service this day, and I would not put you to further trouble. I shall see that my reply reaches the Admiral anon. You, meanwhile, are bound next for Ul'dah, are you not? Please send the Flame General my regards. Ah, and if you would be so kind, I should appreciate it if you would inform him that a pet of mine has been ill-behaved of late, my wolf, to be precise. Needless to say, he must be brought to heel, and I would very much welcome the General's counsel on how this might be achieved. I thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safe to Ul'dah and beyond.
Greetings, sir. This is the counter for passengers traveling to Ul'dah. Oh, are you not Chaddington Sprouteroo, the Lominsan envoy? On behalf of all at Highwind Skyways, may I say what an honor it is to serve you. Will you be flying with us today? Ah, you must be the envoy from Limsa Lominsa. Welcome to Ul'dah, sir. The Flame General awaits your arrival. Welcome to Ul'dah, sir. We have been expecting you. Flame General Robin will receive you in the fragrant chamber. Please take the lift down to the hustings strip and speak with Bartholomew at the Royal Promenade. The Lominsan envoy, I presume? Would you be so good as to allow me to inspect the missive you bear, sir? My thanks. Ah yes, the Admiral's seal. Please proceed.
Ah, a guest from Limsa. I thought I smelled stale ale. I won't hold it against you. If you're half the warrior Merlvib says, 'tis a wonder you don't reek of dead Sahagin. Welcome to the Sultanate of Ul'dah. I am Rauban al-Din, General of the Immortal Flames. But you did not come all this way to trade formalities.
Cartino. I remember bloody Cartino. Do you know what happened that day, adventurer? When we took the field against the Garleans. So my counterparts have educated you. Gani's pet is giving her trouble, is it? Well, she should already know my mind on that subject. Wolves are beyond taming. 'Tis but a matter of time before they bare their teeth. So it was with the Garleans, 50 years ago. No sooner had they learned how to use Magitech than they began seizing territory from their neighbors. Led by then Legatus Solus Zos Galbus, they swiftly brought the other nations of Ilsabard to heel. And so the Legatus became an emperor, and his republican empire. An empire which then set its sights upon Eorzea.
But the conquering emperor is now an old man of 80 winters. His health is failing, and he has no clear successor. Like as not, this is why the Garleans have been quiet of late.
But the FFXIV Imperial Legion is still entrenched within our borders. And their commander, Legatus Gaius van Baelsart, has long harbored ambitions of conquest. Were he to strike now, I fear we would fall like so many others before us. And not only Ul'dah but Gridania and Limsa Lominsa as well. For the calamity brought the lot of us to our knees, and we've yet to get up. We barely have the strength to stand against the beast tribes, never mind the primals they mean to summon. We are a realm divided, adventurer. An alliance in name only. But the wolf cares not for the plight of its prey. The Garleans stir, and the elder seed seer would not let it go unnoticed. All other concerns pale in comparison to the empire, even the beast tribes and their bloody primals. We must stand united once more, that much is clear. And if we're to do so, we must remember the cause which last brought us together. Merlewife will have her memorial. We will honor the memory of the fallen. We will remind the people what their brothers and sisters fought and died for.
Shall I inform the Sultana and the Syndicate?
I will speak with her grace myself.
Very good, sir.
The Admiral will have my reply anon. My thanks to you, adventurer. Ah, my Lord Envoy. I trust your stay in the Sultanate has been pleasant. Now, if you do not mind my asking, do you perchance have plans to visit Limsa Lominsa in the near future? If so, I have information that may be of interest to you. I once accompanied the Flame General on an official visit to the seaside city-state, during which time I became acquainted with Bateran, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench. Well, the man sent word just now that he has a job for a capable adventurer. I can think of none with better credentials than you. Bateran would doubtless be pleased were you to offer him your services. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. Sit wherever ye like, mate. I'll be with ye in a... Well, if it ain't the one and only Chaddington Sprouteroo. I was told a distinguished venturer might be reportin' for duty. Fancy that venturer baying you, Just so you're fairly warned, though, this ain't no job for the faint of heart. Things reliable to get downright bleedin' airy. But if ya think you're still interested, let me know, and I'll fill ya in on the details.